Hello, ARC family. Welcome to the ARC Journey. I am here to talk about the discovery class that we will be offering in, is it July this year?
It is July.
Okay, in
Yep.
July this year. And I'm here with Michael Boyer. Michael is a member of the Logos Church with Dr. Christine Florendo. He works closely with her and Jim Davis. And he went out to conference 3 years ago, general conference, and actually took the discovery class from Dr. Earl Mills. He came back so excited about it that in conversation with Dr. Florendo, he and Christine decided that they wanted to host it again. So they ran it last year. Well, we're offering it again. And then we will be offering it in the future. So we will share with you today why this is important, what it's meant to Michael, and how much it costs, and what anybody coming will learn from it. So thanks, Michael. Thanks for being here with us and talking with us. And so I guess, what is this class? What does the discovery class teach and equip people for?
All right. So first, I'd like to start off by thanking you, Pastor Phil, for allowing me to participate in this interview with you and everything. I do want to say that the whole title of the discovery, it's called Discovery Your Strengths, God's Design. And so what it is, it teaches us, it allows us to understand what our strengths are and how we can use them in order to do what God's will is for us. Whenever the first time I went through the class, it was definitely eye-opening. At the time, I wanted to go into music education, but that's all changed since that first time since I went there. And being there, I was able to grow and focus on God more, and it really helped me to understand what my strengths were and how I can use them to what God has in store for me in order to show others his love and just all the wonders of him.
Amazing, wonderful. So I think what I'm recalling is it utilizes the Strength Finders online test. And with that, then there is an interpretation, an understanding. Everyone gets a chance to talk about what those results are, what that means, how ministry might look like for you. I know that since then, you've helped with this class. I know that in the future, we're talking that you will be teaching this class. I'm really excited about that.
Yep, that's a possibility.
And helps you understand what those strengths are and how that fits into what your future is. So I know that the last class that we had a number of people that express a call into ministry, but into full-time ministry or ministry and service in some kind of a pastoral role. But the realization is, and the challenge is that no matter where God calls you, it is your ministry, right?
Right. So what I want to do now with my life is my goal, my ultimate goal is to be a state trooper and work in law enforcement. And that work with religion and law enforcement, I mean, that's going to be kind of hard, but not at the same time, it's not going to be. I have an instructor who's a state trooper, really nice guy. And he has told us simple conversations that he has had with teenagers that just get their license, and he may pull them over for speeding, or they have a burnt out tail light or something, and he's they get so flustered, and it's sometimes you just got to take a step back and talk calmly to them, and sometimes that's an opportunity to plant that seed where you're not really getting into it too much, where you're crossing the line from your job and talking about religion, but you're able to still talk about God in a way where you're staying right on that line.
You will, I am sure that as you continue down this pathway, you will find all kinds of ways that you will be able to bring the light of Jesus to someone's life through law enforcement. I know I've had people in the past, it's part of my congregations. We had pastors who were past law enforcement, and that those conversations led them to understand that they were being called to ministry, but others have not. I mean, that called to full-time ministry. Doing I mean, whatever it is, the understanding that wherever God is calling me, that work becomes the foundation and the basis of my ministry. And I think that's the incredible insight. No matter where they go, this becomes an outgrowth of the church. So the church will be planted wherever you are. And I think that's amazing. So who should come? Who's this targeted towards?
So the people that it was targeted towards, whenever I went out to Findlay, Ohio to do it, it was kind of like upper high school, college age students. But for this year, we are kind of hoping to get like sophomores from high school and up to college age students. Just because Dr. Christine Florendo and I, we were kind of talking about it. And I know whenever I was a sophomore, I was kind of at that stage where I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. I didn't know how I could incorporate God's work into my future with what I wanted to do. And sometimes some sophomores know, like they know, like they have their life planned out for the next 7 years, and some of them don't. And sometimes this can help them understand what their strengths are to how they can use it to do what God's will is for them specifically, and what their passion is, and put them all together to use them to benefit themselves and just spread the gospel.
Absolutely. So amazing. So we're talking sophomore through college. And this will be an opportunity for them to before they get there, do the strength finders test from online, and then they will I'll get printouts, right? I'll get printouts of the results of that.
Yes.
See what the results are, and then a discussion based on that and what the future looks like, and talking about how their strength fits in with what their passion is. Okay, so what has it meant to you? You've kind of been talking about that, but why would you want to? I mean, my understanding is Dr. Earl has made the invitation for you to come to him and learn how he does this, that he would spend some time with you. You seem to be pretty passionate about that. Why are you so passionate about this? Tell us.
So for me, whenever I first went out there to Findlay, Ohio for the first discovery that I attended, it was kind of new for me, like I was able to focus on God for those 3 days, like 2.5 days, 3 days. And I was able to focus on him, and I didn't have to worry about having any distractions like work, any friends that wanted to do something. I was able to put all my attention on God and on what my strengths were and how I could use them to spread his word and help others come to Christ the best way possible, whether it was just planting that seed or whether it was being like someone already planted the seed and then they were asking me questions that I could answer to the best of my ability and help them out as best as I can. And having done that, it was the best time of my life.
Wow.
One of my favorite parts was with the whole general conference, there was like worship sessions, and that was just so like joy filled that it made the whole classes go well with Dr. Earl Mills. And it was wonderful because it kind of made me relax a little more, because at first I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, a little tense. But once it started, I realized like, oh, it's laid back, I can relax a little bit, and I did. And it really set the tone for like me to understand who I am and how I can benefit others and how I can help them learn about Jesus Christ.
Awesome. So do you know what are the dates? So everybody, this will be mostly it's emailed to all of our pastors. It's posted on YouTube. It'll be in Compass. So ministry leaders, everyone can take a peek at this and see what the dates are. And we'll put it in the down below section or description of the YouTube video. So what are the dates of the class?
So this year, the dates that we were looking at that we have planned and they're all set in stone is July 14th through July 16th. That's Thursday through Saturday. And what it's going to encompass is that Thursday, we're going to meet that Thursday evening. Dr. Florendo and I were kind of thinking like later, like sometime maybe after dinner time evening. Not 100% sure on the exact times yet, but we're definitely going to get that upcoming here and get it all planned out with the times, and we can let you guys know, send it out to those pastors, and then having that full day Friday of just, jumping right in, getting into the work. So that way it's not like so rushed. So that way everyone can get like the full experience and be able to take the notes that they need to and take the time to like understand themselves and who they are in God. And then that Saturday, we were probably thinking finishing up around like 12, 1 o'clock, maybe 2 in the afternoon, just to have that little extra time and then have that time there a little bit mid-afternoon just to talk to other people, see what they got from it, see how they enjoyed it and everything. And then I know we were thinking that Thursday, maybe doing some like activities just for everyone to get to know each other. Just so that way we can all kind of be relaxed the next morning. So that way we're all like, we all know each other decently well. We're not so overwhelmed or people don't get anxious with being around all these new people. Because I know sometimes that definitely helps for some people that aren't used to being around crowds.
So it's an opportunity to build community, to build relationships. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So last time it was at the airport. I forget what the hotel is at the airport, but it was the airport hotel right beside Kennemetal. And they stayed there. They had meeting room there. They played there. I think it's the same kind of idea. If we can swing it, that's what we're planning on. And what's the cost?
So the cost is going to be covered. So it's going to be sponsored through Logos Christian Fellowship, along with the Allegheny Regional Conference, from what Pastor Christine and I have talked about. And that'll cover the staying at the hotel. It'll cover the room. It'll cover the whole cost for the conference room as well. I'm not sure which hotel we're going to be doing it at again this year. It might be the Marriott, the one we did it at last year by the airport there in Latrobe. We're looking at some other hotels that might be a possibility, just to see if there are any ones with like a bigger conference room, to see if hopefully we can get a little extra people, and that way we're all not like clustered together.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be sponsored, so won't be any cost to anyone. We have a budget that we have, so that's what we're shooting for.
So what's your message to our pastors? What do you want to tell them?
So it's definitely a great experience. If they have anyone that's a sophomore in high school going up to being in college aged kids or individuals, young adults that are interested, some might not know what exactly their strengths are, what they want to do. I know it's a good experience, and that if they have anyone, they should definitely recommend it to them and talk about it with them, see how they would feel, and then let someone know, whether it be you or Pastor Christine. And then that way we can just plan it all and make sure everything's accounted for each individual person. It's definitely a good experience. I know that it was good for me and eye-opening for me. It was just amazing and awesome and wonderful. And it allowed me to really see who I am through Christ and like defined me as who I am, and not just at the time just a high school student that had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So it was definitely a learning experience. And I know there's some people that may go to college. They may start out at like a small local community college, or they might go to a 4-year school and then really don't know what they want to do yet. And sometimes that can be stressful. And this will hopefully be able to help them understand who they are, what their strengths are, and what their passion is, and what they would be good at doing in order to use their passion to live each day and love their jobs, love talking about God with other people and individuals without being that like scared or nervous. I know a lot of people don't like to put themselves out there and talk about God with complete strangers or anyone. So hopefully this will build up some confidence for some people. I know it has for me.
Perfect, Michael. So if you have any kids in your congregation, sophomore through college, that have leadership potential that we can invest in, send them our way. Sign them up for this, get them here, and we'll cover the cost, make sure they're taken care of while they're here. All you got to do is get them here. And so we can't identify everyone. So we need your help in sharing that information and getting them here. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for this commitment that you've made to investing in other leaders, for helping to make leaders, and ultimately helping to make disciples and adding to the kingdom. Thank you very much. Keep on shining, Michael. And for all of you, keep shining as you serve. All right. Bye-bye. See you next week. Thanks, Mike.
Bye. Thank you again for the opportunity.